Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. Welcome back to Forza Horizon 4. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to have a little bit of fun in some supercars. We are going to go drifting, and we're going to find the best format of supercar to go drifting, whether that be rear-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, mid-engined, rear-engined, or front-engined, whichever configuration works best. So if you are new around here, definitely consider subscribing. Let's go drift some supercars. Now the first thing we're going to do, we're going to set a benchmark score on whatever drift zone we decide to use for this challenge and for our supercars to try and beat. We're going to be using the Formula Drift 118 Nissan 240 SX, 830 horsepower and rear wheel drive. Now I've ummed and ahed for ages, I've gone backwards and forwards of which drift zone to use for this challenge, but I think it's going to be old favourite. It's going to have to be S-Benz with a 90,000 3-star target. Now, all three supercars are going to have some rules and regulations chucked in. They're all roughly going to have the same horsepower, around 800, and they're all going to have the same upgrades: racing gearbox, drift suspension, tyres, all that good stuff. They're all going to get 3 runs each, and the best score out of the 3 runs, that's their score that we run with. But we're going to run the benchmark car, this 240 SX, 3 times through the S-Benz, see what kind of score it can get, and then the supercars have to try and beat it. Traffic being a bit of an issue here. I need 3rd gear, not 4th. Let's chuck her in. That wasn't the best of entries, but we got 3 runs at this, and the best score is going to be our benchmark score to see if our supercars can beat it. Now I'm going to chuck GT cars in there as well, because there are some sort of cars that I class as supercars in the GT cars class as well, but we're coming up to the finish line. 97,200. That's not too bad for our first run in our benchmark car. It's looking good. I don't want to make it too high to make it too difficult for myself. It's 100,000. It's 102,600. That's our second benchmark run. It's like 102,600 is our benchmark score to try and beat. Okay, let's go pick 3 supercars. Now, like I say, we are looking for a modern supercar or a super GT. As some of the super GTs I sort of class as supercars. Now, there are plenty to choose from, but there are 3 variants that I'm looking for: front-engined rear-wheel drive, mid-engined rear-wheel drive, and mid-engined four-wheel drive. So first up, front-engined rear-wheel drive. Let's go for this, the Aston Martin 2019 DBS Superleggera. It's currently in the festival playlist this week for 80% completion, 715 horsepower and rear-wheel drive as stock. Now for our mid-engined rear-wheel drive car, we're going to jump in this, the 2011 McLaren 12C Coupe, 592 horsepower from the factory, and apparently one of the best handling McLarens ever made. Third and final supercar that we're going to be using is the 2014 Lamborghini Huracan LP 610-4, 602 horsepower from that infamous Lamborghini V10. Now this car shares a lot of parts with the Audi R8, so we're sort of testing 2 cars in one. Now the final 3 cars will have some upgrades, like I say. They'll have drift suspension, some tyres, racing gearboxes, differential, all that good stuff, and a little bit of tuning to help them drift. Now the first car up is going to be the front-engined rear-wheel drive Aston Martin DBS Superleggera. As I say, some upgrades are going to be needed: drift suspension, anti-roll bars, roll cage, and full race weight reduction. That's going to be on all 3 cars. Now in terms of tyres, to keep things fair, I'm going to fit race tyres to all 3 cars. Like the DBS doesn't have the option for street or sport, so we're just going to go race tyres on all 3. And like I say, we're going to get each car as close to 800 horsepower as we can. So the Aston is running 800 horsepower, 700 foot-pounds of torque, weighs 3,278 pounds, rear-wheel drive. This should be good fun to get sideways. As for tuning, each car is going to get the same treatment. Rear tyre pressures is going all the way to max to 55. The front is going to go to around 42. That's just how I prefer my drift cars. As for gearing for each car, I'm pretty much just going to leave it as is. I'll be here all day if I tune each gear for each car. So I'm just going to leave the gears completely stock. And lastly, for our tuning settings, we're going to lock the differential. We're going to put that on 100%. And then for DXL, we're going to bring it down to around 30%. That's just what I run on all my drift cars. Okay, first run in the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera. 102,600 points to try and beat. And of course, If we didn't beat it, it's no biggie. I just want to find out which one is best out of the 3 supercars. And I think race tyres might not have been the best of ideas, but let's chuck her in. Get sideways very nicely. I think front engine rear wheel drive is going to be definitely the way to go, but we'll wait and see. Make me 4th gear. Oh, it's lacking in the acceleration, down to 3rd maybe. Bouncing off the limiter. First run, it's not too bad. 88,000. I'll take it. Right then, here we go. Second run in the Aston. Chuck her in. I'm going to keep it in 3rd this time. Just sort of have to bounce it off the limiter a little bit, but yeah, we'll get the points. We'll get it sideways. And run around the outside. No, that's not drifting. Come on, Aston. Let's at least get 90,000 here. Sideways again. Ooh, it's less. 87,400. Here we go. 3rd and final run in the Aston. I'm going to keep it in 4th gear and see how we go. Now, this is the more conventional setup, the front-engined rear-wheel drive, but it is the heavier car of the 3. That's a pretty good entry. I will take that. If we can get above 90,000 in this, I'll be extremely happy. Back to 3rd, maybe. Just to keep the revs higher, to keep the back wheels spinning. Come on, Aston. This is looking good. It's definitely a better run through there. We're already up to 80,000. Let me eke it out with the handbrake. 98,300. Just short of that 102,600. Now it's time to jump into the 2012 McLaren MP4-12C. Very similar upgrades to the Aston Martin. Race brakes, drift suspension, race weight reduction, all that good stuff. 800 horsepower exactly. It does weigh a lot less than the Aston at 2,541 pounds. 98,300 points to beat in that drift zone. Let's go. Here we go. First run in the McLaren. Mid-engined. I don't know how this is going to go. We're just going to chuck it in and see. Coming up to the start line. Chuck her in. Let's go. 98,300. I keep nearly forgetting the score. I want 102,600 to beat the Formula Drift 240 SX. Of course, this is our first run. Just getting our eye in with the 12C. It's looking good so far. That's already 85,000. We'll push it a little bit more. 99,200 for our first run in the 12C. Here we go. Second run in the 12C. And I tell you what, having it mid-engined rear-wheel drive isn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought all the weight would be quite hard to chuck around in these corners. That was nearly an off in 3rd gear, Skippy. No, it's gripping up. Second run might be a complete loss, but it's okay. We've still got one more run in the 12C. Come on. Give it the beans, give it the beans. That's really low. 79,600. Run number 2 is a bust. Let's go for run number 3. Here we go, 3rd and final run. As it stands, the McLaren is actually in front with that 99,000 point run. I'm going to keep it in 3rd gear. Come on, McLaren. I want 100,000 in this thing. Eke out those points. Get to the outside edge of the drift zone. Come on. It's actually really well balanced for something that's mid-engine rear-wheel drive drifter. Come on. Look at that. 110,700. Wow, that has set the bar high for the Lamborghini Huracan. And it's even beaten that 240 SX. Now it's time for 4-wheel drive mid-engined, the 2014 Lamborghini Huracan. Now it is running slightly more horsepower than the other two, 813. To get that, I had to slap on some twin turbos. It weighs 2,648 pounds. It's not too bad, slightly more than the McLaren, but less than the DBS. Here we go, the turn of the Lambo, 4-wheel drive, mid-engined, 110,400 to beat. That McLaren really did set the bar. Keep it in 3rd gear, let's see what we can do. 2nd gear maybe. Oh, it doesn't want to drift. Just wants to grip, grip, grip. Not looking good for the 4-wheel drive Lambo. I might have to put it on stock tyres, but to keep it fair, I'm not going to do that. That's a really, really low score. It needs to be more aggressive. 71,800. It's not looking good for 4-wheel drive mid-engine Lambo. Here we go. 2nd run in the Lambo. We're going to keep it in 2nd gear. We can keep the wheels spinning. It really doesn't want to drift. It just wants to grip, grip, grip. A bit more aggressive with the handbrake. Chucking her in. Putting the power on. Come on, Lambo. At least get 80,000. You can do it. There we go. 81,900. Here we go. Third and final run for the Lambo. Let's chuck her in. 81.9 to beat. That's its own score. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near the McLaren's 110. Just grips that way too much. But I'm going to just swing it a little bit here. Just to eke some points. Chuck her in second. Power on. A little bit of handbrake. Go on. Can you beat the 81? Yeah, you're going to easy. Okay. 95.9. That's a bit more respectable, but they're nowhere near the McLaren score of 110,000. There we go. If you're in the market for a supercar that can drift, the McLaren MP4-12C is the car for you. If you want to see more videos just like this one, you've got to smash the like button and comment down below to let me know. But as always, thank you so much for watching. If you are new around here, definitely consider subscribing. Stay safe and have an awesome day.